Oh, welcome back to the Matrix. You're not just in the Matrix, you are the Matrix. How's it feel, Neo? And today, we got ourselves a banger daily market news and analysis. What is up? What is up? How's everyone feeling out of 10? Let me know down in the comments down below. Make sure you guys are spamming that like button, hitting that share so other people can spam that like button. What's up, guys? Let me just get this idiot out of here real quick. All right. Bitcoin's at $65,000. We've had a record-breaking liquidations. $2.69 billion has been liquidated from the cryptocurrency markets. Now, I've been in cryptocurrency and Bitcoin since 2014. This is the craziest day that I can remember since 2014. $2.69 billion was liquidated. 100% of the liquidations or the liquidity was grabbed. 100% of it. We've had a pretty big bounce. We got all the way down to $59,997. Obviously, this went lower than my target. I did not expect us to go this low this quickly. Part of this is because of the liquidations that are happening. We tweeted out, though. We tweeted out, where is the tweet? This morning. Liquidations happening now. Max pain marks the bottom. We need to get through this moment. Now, is this moment past? I talked about on the live stream the absolute last, yesterday, the absolute worst that I could see reasonably happening is us touching the 200-week moving average on the weekly. Now, I did not expect us to do this quickly. I thought that we would meander our way along here and not smash straight through it. But that's what we did because we grabbed 100% of the liquidity. I've never seen the liquidity map look like this ever. Insane. All of the liquidity is to the upside. There's 30-something billion dollars in shorts liquidity, and there's a couple hundred million. There's like 100 million in longs. So insane. All of the liquidity has been grabbed. Now, does that mean that the bottom is in? We're never going to wick lower. No, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. But what I will say is I bought some Bitcoin today. My average price in the last bear market was $20,000. Okay? I sold the average previous bull market in 2021 around $50,000. So I feel very comfortable buying at these prices. I bought some XRP today. We talked about my limit orders yesterday at $1.30 and $1.11. Both of those got filled. We have another one at 88 cents. I don't expect that to get filled. Now, on the technical side of things, we are sitting at 26. This was actually at 23 just a second ago. Let me look on the on the Fibonacci candles, 23 on the weekly RSI. Now, let me put this in perspective for you. The Luna collapse was also 23. The 2018 bear market was 23. On the daily chart, we got all the way down to 10. We have not been this low since the 2018 bear market bottom. Now, am I saying that the absolute wick bottom is in? I'm not guaranteeing that. But we are closer now than we have ever been, and I feel comfortable buying at these prices, and I think it's an absolute gift that it smashed as deep, as hard, and as fast as it did. Normally, it gruels, it gruels its way. Excuse me. All right. Fear and greed, sitting at 9. 9. This is a record. This is the second lowest it's ever been. The lowest was 7. And I saw one exchange has it at 5. But either way, it's either the second lowest or the lowest it's ever been in the history. When others are fearful, it is time to be greedy. Listen, I am greedily buying Bitcoin at these prices. I bought some Bitcoin today at around $63,000. I think is what I got. And I bought some XRP. I talked about my limit orders yesterday. I think we were still at $1.50. I said I had limit orders at $1.30, $1.11, and 88 cents. I don't expect the 88 cents to get filled. I didn't even expect the $1.11 to get filled, to be honest with you. But that's already up. I think XRP is already okay. So the $1.30 is not up, but the $1.11 is. Listen, am I saying that this is it? We're never going to go lower? No, I'm not. But this is as good a place as any. And this is prior bear market lows. That's where you go to. You go to the prior all-time high. We smash all the way to 59,997. Let me guess he changes. Bro, why do you even come to my channel? Let me guess, you're a hoe who's broke. Let me guess. Like, why do you come to my channel, bro? Just leave. Go watch somebody else. I'm not changing my targets. My target was 75K for the spring. We went lower. I don't care. Guess what? I bought. I sold at 118,000. I wish I would have sold more. I sold XRP at $3.33. I wish I would have sold more. Bitcoin could go to $19,000 and my Bitcoin would still be in profit. I don't have a goldfish brain. Says you're some haters. Still tune in to see what he says. Right? Fear and Greed 5 on CMC. Yeah, that's insane. That's the lowest I've ever seen it. We did have some. My volume isn't working on my chart for some reason right now. I don't know why. But when I was looking at it earlier, let me try to refresh it. When I was looking at it earlier, this is the highest volume that we've had since FTX. And that volume is kind of fishy, to be honest, because like they were manipulating volume. So we don't have the same sort of volume. I don't know when this is going to come back on here. My volume indicator is not working right now. But the volume is telling something. And then we had... That got bought up very quickly. So that's... Listen, again, I want to be clear here. I'm not saying that like that was it. We're never going to see another wick lower ever again. I'm not saying that. I'm not going to come on here and do that. However, like... We're seeing an immediate buy. I'm interested to see, like, I can't see the volume right now, and it's kind of irritating to me, to be honest. But in order to say, like, hey, that was it, we need to reclaim this. I have the line in the sand here. 83.7. That's what needs to be reclaimed. And holding it, we want to have equal buy volume coming in over the next few days, few weeks to confirm that. I've said March 3rd. That is the lunar eclipse. That's the last lunar eclipse until 2029. That's a big deal. I think we're going to be in a noticeable transition by the time that happens. Crypto dead. Okay, good. Good. What's your ETH target? My ETH target, 17. Would be the lowest reasonable target. I think we got to 18 something today. I think ETH's a good value here. But yeah, listen, Bitcoin could go to 19K. I'm still in profit. Like, that's the difference. That's the difference. Where's my Ethereum? 18. What did we get to here? 1739. Wow. So that was what I put out yesterday, was 1700 would be like the lowest I could reasonably see. Realistically, Ethereum's been on this uptrend since 2019. Let's zoom this out here. Yeah, that, I mean, listen, I don't want to be like, hey, that was it. I'm not going to do that. But that's been the uptrend right here. This has been at play since 2022. Realistically, it's been at play since all the way back over here. Like, that's been a key level since the 18 bear market, right? This was resistance. This has been support the entire time. Does that mean that we can't break through it? No, it doesn't. Doesn't mean that. But this is 12 on the daily RSI. 12 on the daily RSI. Lower, the lowest point since the Luna collapse, which was the 2022 bear market low. The lowest point. More liquidations happened today than the 10-10 crash. So you're not buying spot. I'm buying spot, yes. I'm buying spot, yes. VeChain. No, VeChain is fine here. Yeah. I'm just saying today, specifically, I'm telling you today, I bought Bitcoin and XRP today. I bought XRP or Bitcoin I bought XRP at $1.30 and I bought it some at $1.11. I bought Bitcoin at 63K. And that's fine. The weekly on ETH looks scary and like we could go lower. I don't know. This is pretty deep. Maybe, sure. Like I'm not gonna come out here and try to catch a falling knife, other than just taking my my stabs here. This has been an uptrend since 2022 on the RSI. 200 has been a critical level the whole time as well. All right, let's read some of the TikTok comments. Yeah, Richie is like, bro comes on here every day and still watches me. Like, why are you here? Go be broke somewhere else, bro. I was waiting for this. What's up, bro? -1. Alter destroyed. Buying up some Link. Link's a good. I think Link's a good value here. But listen, like I bought Bitcoin and XRP today. 1K ETH incoming. Okay. That'll be a fun ride. 10K soon. On ETH or Bitcoin? What if I bought 90K, 100K? Listen, bro, I promise you I bought the top in 2017. I promise you I did. Bitcoin is the only asset in the entire world where you can buy and wait for 3 years and be in the profit. That is not true for silver. It took you 50. If you bought in 2011, it took you 2 decades to be in profit. Bitcoin's the only asset in the world where you can buy and hold for 3 years and you're in the green. That's not true for anything else. We hope it drops more. You say that. We're going to 40K. Okay, great. Then what? Please give some hope. Here's the hope. This is the biggest liquidation event. All of liquidity is gone to the downside. There's no more liquidity. They grabbed it all. That's hope number 1. Hope number 2. This is just data points that can make you hopeful. Just data points. Fear and greed is at 9. CMC has it at 5. That is a record. That is a record. Hope number 3. Data point number 3. I don't want to come on here and give hopium. Data point number 3. The most oversold on the weekly RSI that we have been, I think, ever. Since the 2018 bear market low. We're also on top of the 20. We had a nice bounce from where we went to 59,977. Like, what is the reason, too? They're saying because Epstein is the Satoshi. Like, what a dumb reason to liquidate people. Hold up. This cannot be. Hold up. I gotta go back to my music here. What a dumb reason. There is no reason. By the way, silver made a new low again. Bitcoin's the most oversold it's been on the daily since 2018. Look at how deep this is. It can be oversold for a while. It can't be that extreme for a while. It cannot be that extreme for a while. This is the most extreme it's been since the 2018 bear market bottom. The 2018 bear market bottom. Check it out, guys. I bought all of this. I bought all of this. I bought all of this. I bought the top in 2017. I bought the top in 2017. The path forward is to learn, grow, and DCA when you see this type of nonsense. When you see this nonsense, it's time to be greedy. The fact, listen, this was capitulation right here. It doesn't mean that we're going to V bottom out of here. This is bear market. Okay, bro. Great. Great. I'm pretty sure this is... People gonna hate. 22 or 19. I don't know. I'd have to look at my spreadsheet. I think it might be 22 actually. I might have been misspeaking. I bought 15.5. I know that. I bought 16, I bought 17, I bought 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 25, 30. I quit making major purchases around 35K. Other than just what I buy every week. Yeah, I might have misspoke there. Pair that with Binance FUD. All right, let's read some of these TikTok comments. Hey, bro, if you do a portfolio review, does it get lifetime access to your trading? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It's weird how we're dropping so fast. Yeah, listen, I've been in crypto since 2014. I've been in Bitcoin since 2014. This is the craziest day I've ever seen. I've never seen this. And it's even weirder that, like, Amazon is down like crazy. It's weirder that silver, like, silver has dropped more than Bitcoin. Silver was just at $121 6 days ago. And I begged people to take profit on silver. I love silver. It's one of my, it was past tense, one of my biggest positions in my entire portfolio. I begged people to take profit. I sold at 78 and I sold at 107. Those were the two main exits that I got. My 107 call was not good for 2 days. Listen, silver is not the same standard as Bitcoin. That is a top with a capital T. I have no interest in buying back in silver until we're back into the 50s. Then I'll take a look. None. We got to 62. Do you understand that this went deeper than Bitcoin, and it took Bitcoin until October to get to the same level? How much worse can it get? Are we almost out of the woods? Listen, I feel comfortable buying at these prices. Does that mean that we're not going to go lower? No, it doesn't. It does not mean that at all. But I feel comfortable buying at these prices. I bought Bitcoin today and I bought XRP today. Let me tell you what we want to see, though. My volume is not working right now. I don't know why my volume indicator is not working. I'll try it one more time. Oh, there we go. Hey! Hallelujah. We're back, baby. Okay, look at this. Look at the volume today. This is the highest volume that we've had since the Japan rate cut fiasco. It might be higher, actually. No, it was not higher. That is the highest volume that we had since the Japan rate cut fiasco. That's a good sign. That's a very good sign. The highest before that was over here, and that was the local bottom. The November 20th, when we had this huge amount of volume that came in, it was the highest volume since the November breakout in 2024. This was the highest volume, and that was the local bottom. Okay? This is the highest volume since the Japan rate fiasco, which was also the local bottom. That's another data point. Am I saying that the local bottom is in? I'm not. But I feel comfortable buying at these prices. I don't see, like, logically, practically, though, there's no more liquidity to even grab. There's no more liquidity to even grab. They grabbed all of it. They grabbed all of the liquidity. It's like 100 million to 30 billion upside. So I'm only not saying that the bottom's not in because I'm scarred from the last time I did it when I had to shave my beard. But listen, I'm bullish. I bought with my real money today on Bitcoin. I haven't bought Bitcoin this whole time other than my normal, like, this is for my kids, my grandkids, my great-grandkids. This was like, again, let me compartmentalize here because there's two categories of ski and there's two categories of what I buy. There's the long-term, I'm buying for my kids, my grandkids, my great-grandkids. I buy every single week regardless of price. I don't care. Put that joker aside. That's not what we're talking about here. What we're talking about here is the same guy who sold in 2021 around 50K average price. It got to 69K. It wasn't the absolute top, and bought back around 22,000. I misspoke earlier. Was my average buy in 2022. I bought some at 18K. I bought some when we went back up to 20K. I bought some at 16K. I bought some at 17K. I bought some at 20K, 25K, 30K. I bought all of that. Okay? This person, and I just want to be clear into the context. This is the person now driving the bus. There's the person that's like, I'm doing this for my lineage, for my kids, my grandkids, my great-grandkids, right? Who's creating wealth, generational wealth, for my lineage. That person set aside, this is now the ski who sold 40% of his XRP at $3.33 publicly and said, I have no interest in buying XRP. I've said that months ago in 2025. I have no interest in buying XRP until we're back to $1.30. I said that at $3.33 when I sold. I have no interest in buying XRP until we're back to $3.30. I sold my silver at 107. I said I have no interest in buying back until we're back in the 50s. This person is now driving the bus and saying, I feel comfortable buying Bitcoin at these prices. That doesn't mean we won't wick lower. It certainly can. Just like I was buying over here. Like, here's the reality. I bought all of this. I bought when we were 18K. I bought to 23K. I bought, came back to 18. I bought all of this, all of it. So when I bought at 18K, did we go lower? Yes, we did. We certainly did. I'm not promising you that, but I'm telling you that I feel comfortable as a swing trader, not even as an investor of lineage, of someone who likes to swing value. That person feels comfortable buying Bitcoin at these prices. Didn't buy ETH. No, not yet. But I don't mind ETH here. I think ETH's a good value here. Oops. Trump sold everyone's reserves today. Do you think Bitcoin will reclaim 80K? Eventually. If this is it, it's going to do it quickly. Like, if this volume is real, like, this, I mean, it is real. But that's what we got. So, like, look at the last time we got this same level of volume. We had an immediate move here. Immediate. Within, let's see how long this took. Well, let me get the exact measurement here. 25% move in 3 days. Okay, that's the last time we had a massive liquidation with the same level of volume. All right, I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen. But that's what happened last time. So 25% is 76K. So that's right there. Hold or sell. I'm buying. ETH at 1.9 is excellent. Yes. I bought XRP today as well, $500. Let's go. Yes, I think Bitcoin will reclaim 80K. I don't know how long it takes, but yes, it will reclaim 80K. Absolutely. Like, I don't know how long that takes. Says, say it, bro. Bottom is almost in and the beard grows fast. I think it is almost in. I just want to see how the next couple of days shakes out. If we start getting volume the other way, you know, like this volume is real right here. This being this oversold is real. I really want to get through March, through the check back 2 to 3 years from now. Yeah, let's check back 2 to 3 years from now. Listen, this is the only pause that I have is March 3rd. March 3rd is the lunar eclipse. I think we're going to have a noticeable shift by the end of March. That's what I think. But I do want to get through that eclipse to see what what lies in store for us, from where I'm willing to be like, okay, we are good to go. But I feel comfortable with these prices, honestly. What about VeChain? Are we cooked? Yeah, listen, VeChain's is a great value here too. All right, let's check. Would you long Bitcoin to the upside? Yeah, decent relief rally can definitely happen. For sure. Listen, this is an imbalance at this point, for sure. There's no trading over here. Yes. Listen, we've been in a downtrend. I long every day. Every day. I'm not holding my longs. I'm scalping. I made 6,000 in profit today. Today, I had 3 trades. 1 was a loss. 2 were wins. I'm longing every single day. We've been in a downtrend this whole time, and I'm longing every day because I look for the same setups again and again and again. I am the person who is practicing my kick 10,000 different times. I'm not practicing 10,000 different kicks. I'm looking for the same boring ass setup every single time, and I'm trying to hit it again and again and again and again and again until it's so damn boring. That's it. And even in this crazy downtrend, like I caught longs today for 6,000. Hold up. A lot of people are going crazy in the chat today. You could check my story. Here's the whole session. Did I post the? I thought I did. I guess I didn't. Whatever. Let me post it real quick, and then we'll show it. So yeah, listen. There's definitely long setups every single day. And that's what I recommend. Whether you do shorts, whether you do longs, just do the same thing again and again and again and again. That's the best thing to do, honestly. That's the best thing to do. Here you go. Here was today's profits. We had 2 wins, 1 loss. I think we profited around 6,000 today. In this crazy skid. They happen. It happens. Carson Schlesinger just got named Defensive Player of the Year. Or Rookie of the Year. We could absolutely come back down to 60K. Sure, yeah, for sure. Like if this is the bottom, like I'm not expecting a V bottom out of here. We grab so much liquidity that you could make the argument like, hey, like this was just liquidations and not really structure. So like there's an argument for a V bottom, but that's not what I'm saying. Even in an accumulation, I would expect chopping. You know what I mean? So yeah, we absolutely could come back to 60K for sure. But to me, the difference between 64K and 60K or even 57K, 3 years from now is like, who the hell cares? Like that's how I feel about when I was buying 16K, 18K, 22K. Like it doesn't matter. It literally does not matter. So like, sure. We will touch 60K again if it's not a crazy C19 level V bottom out of here. That's really the only scenario that would happen. And so look, this is the type of volume that we want to see. Look at how oversold we got. 11. We're lower than the C19 crash with a similar level of volume. So this is the type of volume we want to see coming in. We want to see some real buy. If we're rooting for a V bottom out of here, this is what we want to see. We want to see if we're saying like this was a crazy liquidation. I'm not predicting it. I'm just saying scenarios. There's accumulation that can chop and be a long time. There's a V bottom, which I think most people would be rooting for. But this is what we want to see. We want to see buy volume coming in. And this reclaim the spring level. This took about 45 days, I believe, to reclaim that. 55 days is what it took. So we're talking about April. Even in a V bottom to reclaim this level up here. But yeah, for sure we could touch 60 again. We could touch 57. I'm lagging. XRP is going to 60 cents. Okay, great. I'll still be in profit. My average price is 30 cents. Sub 40K by October. Great. My average is 22. What makes you think the bottom isn't in? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying this move right here to me is the move. Yes. I don't know how deep it's going to go. Right? This is all one move right here. This is all the same move. I expect us to have a relief rally out of here. But I want to see like how the next couple days unfold before I'm like, yep, that was it. There is ample evidence to suggest that at least some 28-day low is in. Or we're working on it, right? It could keep going lower. It could go to 57. It could go to whatever. It doesn't matter. But there's all kinds of evidence to suggest that. For sure. Oops. What's your thesis for Bitcoin for the next 90 days? Okay, my thesis for the Bitcoin for the next 90 days is that we will have a noticeable shift. The only date that makes me have pause, March 3rd is the last lunar eclipse until 2029. And I've said since 2022, 2029 to me is the big one. That's the big one. And so if you're making an argument for a V bottom out of here, like that's your argument, is we're going to have the roaring 20s with the stock market and with everything else into 2029. So March 3rd is the last lunar eclipse. And you might be like, oh, what the hell is he talking about, the lunar eclipse? Well, Luna went to zero on the lunar eclipse in 2022. And then FTX went to zero on the blood moon in 2022. We never went lower. This is the blood moon coming up March 3rd. We do not have another lunar eclipse until 2029. So my forecast for the next 90 days, I think we will have a noticeable pivot by then. We will most likely reclaim whatever level we lost. Right now, it's about 85K. The most likely move in the next 2 weeks is up. There's no liquidity. There's no liquidity down here. There's $30 billion to the upside and like sub 100 million to the downside. So yeah, the next 2 weeks, the highest probability, there is lots of signs to say. And I'm just not willing to stamp it because I want to see how things go. But I'll say, like, I bought Bitcoin today. I bought XRP today. The most likely move is definitely to the upside. When you have a violent move like this, for every yen, there is a yang. In fact, there it is, right here. That's the same move. What about Bitcoin Dominance? Bitcoin Dominance is falling. Is this not the Spring and Wyckoff? I think that it is, yes, but it's very deep. I think that this is that move, yes. It's just like, how deep is it going to go? Feels like 59 was it. What did we get to? 59? This says 60. I think some charts got to 59 and some change. Look at that volume. It's insane. I don't see any lag. Yeah, I didn't say that I don't think that the bottoms isn't in. I just don't want to give people Stafford won MVP. I've been doing longs and shorts. Yeah, there's money to be made every single day. It's going to 20K. Don't be fooled. Okay, great. I hope it does. I can get back closer to my average price. So would 2029 be the top or the bottom? What about Solnic? I bought some Solnic today too. Yeah, I'm buying Solnic through this for sure. Likely it would be peak euphoria and then the big one. Epstein was shorting from hell. Yeah. I'd say a nice medium depth, about average linkage. What are we talking about here, my guy? The Epstein bottom. Do you give out calls? I do. On the Telegram, I live trade every single day. I live trade every day. What's your Telegram? I want to join it. There's a sale going on right now. You can hit me in the DMs for that. Are we going to be sideways for the next 6 to 8 months? I don't think so. This was so violent. That's possible. Like, just expect that, right? But this was very, very violent. All of it, really. Bull run in April and May. I think we're going to have a noticeable difference by April. Yeah, that doesn't mean new all-time highs or anything like that, but I think there's going to be a noticeable difference. March 3rd is sort of the last. Once March, the mid-March comes and goes, like, and we're still, if we haven't reclaimed levels by then, but we're still meandering at these prices, that's when I'm going to be more comfortable saying, like, okay, that was it. Hit you in the Telegram DM. All right. Trading tomorrow. If Alex doesn't want to do a live, if he has something going on, then I will trade the Asian session. If he doesn't, I will be trading. My normal time is 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Central Time. That's normally when I live trade within the Telegram group every day. XRP is trash. Okay, that's great. I bought a farm with mine. It's not that trash because, you know, I bought a farm with mine. Remember for the NFTs? Yes, if you have 2 NFTs, you still have lifetime access. Matt, yes. ETH is a good buy here. I don't like. Okay, I'm not even gonna talk about my personal vendetta here for Ethereum. Ethereum's a good value here. To me, like, anything under 2K is a really good buy. And you could, my target was 1,700, but like, I wouldn't wait for that. You know what I mean? What does an eclipse do? I don't know what it does, but historically, okay, let me just listen. I'm not a witch. I'm not gonna read your astrology sign or anything like that. I don't have anything against people that do that. That's not what this is. By the way, this was the full moon. But look, I'm going to just go through the last couple of years here. We're going to go through the last 5 years real quick, and then we'll talk about the eclipses, okay? Now, this is not a perfect science. However, again, I'm not a witch. I'm not going to read your astrology. I'm not going to do none of that stuff. But there's there's all kinds of data on this. So I have the full moons as red. I have the new moons as green. Because that's historically what they do. Not always. But we're going to look through the last couple years here. And you're going to see a correlation here. The top, local bottom, local bottom, local top, local bottom, local top, local top, local top, local bottom, local bottom. Local top, local top, local bottom, local bottom, local bottom, local top. Local bottom, the bottom, the bottom. Local bottom, local bottom. Local top, local top, local top, local top. Local bottom, local bottom, local bottom. Local top, local top, local top, local bottom. Local top, local bottom. Local top, local bottom, local top, local bottom, local top, local bottom. Local top. Local top, local top, local top. Local top, local top, the top. Local bottom, local bottom, local bottom, local top, local bottom. Local top, local top, local top, local bottom, local top, local bottom, local top, local bottom, local top. Local top, local bottom, local bottom, local top, and here's the full moon again. All right, so that's just the moons. Eclipses, though, specifically in the last bear market, Luna went to zero on the Luna. Listen, I didn't name it this stuff. All right, people get really offended when I just present data. He's a witch. Burn him at the cross. I'm not a witch, bro. I'm not a witch, I promise. Luna went to zero on the lunar eclipse, which was the selling climax of the entire cryptocurrency market. 90% of the altcoins bottomed when Luna went to zero. Bitcoin went lower. FTX was the blood moon lunar eclipse, and that was the bottom. We never went lower ever again. We do not have another lunar eclipse until 2029. Link for the Telegram. You have to send me a DM. I hand them out manually. So there you go, Jesse. My thesis is after the lunar eclipse, we are going to pivot away from this nasty energy because there's not another lunar eclipse until 2029. And then also, the 7-year cycle is 2029. And so we talked about this, the sabbatical year, the 7-year cycle. 1987 was the 7th year. That was Black Monday. 1994 was the 7th year. That was the bond market crash. 2001 was the 7th year that the dot-com bubble went to zero. 9/11 happened. 2008 was the great financial crisis. That was the 7th year. 2015, the Chinese stock market crashed. That was the 7th year. 2022, we had a recession. Luna went to zero. FTX went to zero. The war in Ukraine, Silicon Valley Bank in the same Hebrew year, because it's not based on our calendar, went to zero. And then the next one technically starts in September of 2028 into September of 2029. That is the next one. And so, I think the timing of this is the last lunar eclipse until the next 7th year, when historically you rock and roll into that and then crash after it. I find the timing of that impeccable. What leverage levels do you use? 20x generally. Generally, I just trade Ethereum again and again and again and again and again and again. And I just look for the same setup. Let's read some more of these comments. 08, yeah. 08 was the 2008 financial crisis. That was Alex won this round. So it wasn't a fight, bro. I like Alex. How come the alts did not have a parabolic run yet? Okay. My thesis is This is going to be the shallowest bear market in time and in depth. My thesis is silver and gold have stole the thunder, because the oversimplification is it goes from gold to the Russell to cryptocurrencies. I could be wrong. This is my thesis. I think undeniably silver has topped. Like, if you don't think that silver and gold have topped at this point, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I'm not going to argue with you. But for perspective, silver went to $62 from $121. It took Bitcoin from going from 126 to 59.99. It took it from October to give back the exact same gains. Silver was at 121 6 days ago. Silver is down 48% right now. Okay, so the Russell is next. The Russell has not went into price discovery, but it's still kind of meandering in that level. It's at 255. It's down a little bit today, but it's still on an uptrend. The distribution is when things take off. We'll see. So why did it not? Because the Russell never went into price discovery. We'll see if it does or doesn't. I still think that we can have a major rotation from silver into that. That's not hope. That's not hopium, but yeah, that's still, until this breaks this trend and we make a new low, that's still on the board. And this would be, by the way, April. This has this as April. Eclipse is just a psychological level. Not really. What's the name of that indicator? Moon phases. Do you think Bitcoin's local bottom is in? Very plausible. Yes. I want to see how, like, the next 3-4 days come out and how the next 3-4 days worth of volume come out before I stamp that. But I think that's a very reasonable plausibility. My friend works for a Bitcoin mining company, says it takes 49 to 59K to mine one Bitcoin. Well, the miners are still profitable then. The streets are talking 2/11/2026. Instagram's fine for DM. Is the liquidity too low to move up? I don't think so. There's only... Listen, I don't want to give anyone false hope. I'm just saying I'm buying spot Bitcoin right now. I'm buying spot XRP. You think silver's bottom? No. I have no interest. Listen. Verily, verily, I say to you. Silver was one of my biggest holdings. Past tense. I sold the rest of my silver at $120 or $107. I didn't get 121. I didn't sell the top. I sold at 107. Just like I said about XRP. When I sold my XRP at $3.33, I said I have no interest in buying any more XRP until we get back to $1.30. Then I have interest. I have no interest in buying silver until we get back to the 50s. None. Zero. There's nothing about the silver chart that makes me think that looks like a buy. Nothing. It's not even oversold yet. Like, how many times did I talk about this damn bearish divergence? Y'all aren't going to come on here and act like I wasn't talking about this for weeks. I gave you my targets. I said 78 and 107. Those were my two targets. My average price on silver was $20. We're not going to act like I didn't talk about this bearish divergence for weeks. No, like this isn't even oversold yet. This is still neutral. Nothing about this chart makes me think this is a buy right here. Nothing. I love buying silver. It's my favorite asset to buy. It's my favorite asset to buy. I have real estate. I have land. I have crypto. I have stocks. I have insurance. I have ammunition. Silver is my favorite one to buy. It really is. I love buying silver. It's more of like a hobby thing that is just fun to physically go and like look at. I like this one. What's the story with this? Look at these ripples. Like, I don't know. There's just something very interesting about that to me personally. I have no interest in buying silver right now. None. Zero. 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 I talked about this bearish divergence for weeks. For weeks and weeks and weeks. Crypto Times has finished. Okay. Sell or buy Bitcoin. I bought Bitcoin today. Do you think Ondo's a good buy? Listen, I'd be a little bit more cautious with some of the altcoins, to be honest. I'm buying the big three. I'm buying Solnic every week. I'm not telling you what to do, but I bought today on this crazy liquidation crash. I bought Bitcoin and I bought XRP. Do we have a bullish divergence? We do have a bullish divergence. You're acting exactly the same silver as you did with XRP $3. Yes, literally. I love both of them. I love XRP. I love silver. Those were huge parts of my portfolio, both of them, respectively. I sold silver at $78. I sold some, and I sold some at $107. And when I sold at $107, I said, that's it. I'm out of silver. That was last week. Alex is my witness. I'll probably be live with him tomorrow if he wants to go live. I don't know if he has something going on, but we typically go live Friday mornings. But he's my witness. I said, like, I sold 100%. I was 100% out last Friday. I even sold my kids silver. Bitcoin hasn't even hit the 200 weekly. It's pretty damn close. Like, you're potato. I think we're getting greedy at this point. Waiting for lower prices. Like, that's a pretty close touch. Yeah, sure. If you want to say 2018 went there, the C19 crash, 2022, yeah, sure. That's as good a place as any. But there is also a lot of support over here, and it's going to take 1 week, which is Sunday, for this to be up in the 60s, 59, whatever the case may be. Like, next week, this will be higher. Where do you see Bitcoin going next cycle? Okay. I was here buying at 16K and 20K. You have been on it, consistent, honest, and stable, bro. You know I was buying here at 16K, $20 Solana. I appreciate that, brother. Listen, I haven't gotten everything right, but the big ones I've been right about mostly. There's been things that I've gotten wrong. I didn't think we were going to go this deep this fast. I thought the altcoins were going to go much higher than they did, right? There's lots of factors that played. But, I mean, I nailed silver. I nailed gold. I nailed silver. I sold some Bitcoin at $118,000 publicly. I wish I would have sold more. I nailed XRP all the way. I called the breakout a month before it happened. I sold at $3.33. It went to $3.60. I said I have no interest in buying until we go back to $1.30. All this was publicly happening. All of my mistake, my biggest mistake was the legacy coins I thought were going to do better. Legacy altcoins. That was the biggest mistake that I made in this cycle. However, anytime anyone asked me about Arrow, Ondo, Sui, Cass, Landwolf, like any of these other coins, anytime I saw a chart that was parabolic, I said, I beg you to take profit. I thought they were going to do more rotation into some of the legacy coins, and they were going to go higher than what happened. But I nailed Sui. Like, I have a topping structure on Sui right now if I pull it up. People were pissed. People were pissed when I said the top of Sui was in. People were pissed when I said the top of Sui is in. Look. Here's how I had it. Did you see me chart this up? Buying climax, up thrust, UTAD. That is we talked about the bearish divergence. All right. I didn't nail everything on this cycle. There's things that I need to improve upon and grow on. And I will. But I got a lot right. And we're not going to pretend like all that shit didn't happen. My biggest mistake was being too bullish too soon on the legacy altcoins. And then my biggest mistake was I put too much weight in Bitcoin dominance. I wish I would have been more vocal about, really showing cautionary things. Back when I sold some Bitcoin at 118,000, and I wish I would have sold more. I wish I would have sold more XRP at $3.33. But I still feel fine. I still feel good about my track record. I feel like I need to be more cautious moving forward and understand the responsibility that I have and learn and grow and be better. I think part of what what did you do to Bitcoin, bro? I rugged Bitcoin, guys. I'm sorry. Bitcoin to 55K, sure. You know what I mean? Like, sure. But listen, guys, I vow to you that I will grow and I will learn and I will be better next cycle. I feel good about, like, I literally nailed silver as closely as you could, because it wasn't like I was a bear on silver the whole time, right? If you've been following my channel, you know that I'm a silver stacker. I've been buying silver forever. So no, I wasn't a silver bear the whole time. Like, some idiot, some moron accused me of being like, oh, he's been calling for the top on silver the entire time. Like, he just wanted to lump me in with all the crypto bros. Not true. I had two targets for silver. $78 was where I took first profit after I accumulated all of this shit over here. All of this. $20 average price on silver. And then I had a target of $107. I was showing for weeks the bearish divergences. Like, I wish I would have pounded the table more how I was about silver with crypto. But either way, like, this is the ending of whatever nonsense we have. I'm not saying like the bottom's in, we're never going to wick any lower, anything like that. But this is the capitulation, the finality, the maximum pain. Right? I see a relief bound ski. I do too. I don't want to give anyone hope or like tell anyone to make financial decisions or whatever, but like I see that as well. I bought Bitcoin today. I bought XRP today, spot with my swing portfolio, which is different than what I do for my kids every week. Any concerns about the Epstein files and Bitcoin? I have zero concerns about that. Like, I don't care. Like, it's nonsense to me. I understand that people want a rhyme or a reason why this is happening. I get that. I never cared. I never cared about FTX going to zero. I never cared about Mt. Gox. I never cared about Japan rate cuts. To me, if that's the reason, then great, then the bottom is in. If that's the event, then great, the bottom's in. Where do you see Bitcoin going the next cycle? Okay, I forgot to answer your question. Let's, for a moment, just say that was it. Right? Let's say for a moment that was it. I think there's a reasonable case to make, and again, I'm not stamping my beard on it or anything like that, but we're pretty damn close. Again, I bought today for real. Outside of my, like, I have a normal DCA that happens. I bought with just straight up money today, which is more like swing playing how I normally do with XRP, Bitcoin, that sort of thing, right? Let's just say I'm from the future. I know that that was it. I think there's a reasonable case for it. I'm not predicting it. I think there's a reasonable plausibility that that was it, right? Then what would be the targets? I would give you 4. 100,000 would be target number 1. The 1618 is 165,000. That would be target number 2. The 2618 is 230,000. And the 3618 is $295,000. So those would be my 4 targets. If we start getting some accumulation, that's where I'm going to be exiting my Bitcoin. I'll just say it right now. Those are my 4 targets where I'm going to be exiting my Bitcoin. Don't be too over bearish, guys. 100%. I am not. I am not bearish at all right now. I believe it's going to accumulate down to the low 54Ks. I'll buy that, but like, what the hell is the difference at 300K? What's the difference between 62K and 54K? Does it matter? I don't think so. I don't think it matters for a second. Do you say you're not a fan of ETH? Why? ETH, the value on ETH is fine. ETH is long-term play. Okay. I need to stop saying that. ETH is here forever. Okay. ETH is a real project. It's not going anywhere. Okay. I'll be. Listen. Here's the deal. Here's why I'm not a fan of Ethereum. I trade Ethereum every day, by the way. I'm longing Ethereum every single day. Every day. I'm just looking for the same setup again and again and again and again. I'm just looking for my longs. I'm looking for my kick to practice The man who practiced one kick 10,000 different times. That's what I do with trading. I'm looking for one setup again and again and again and again and again. That's it. So that's what I made today. That's all I do is trade Ethereum. Same setup every single time. It's boring. Okay. Why do I not like Ethereum? Here's the deal. I've been mining Ethereum for a long time. In the last bull market, I was making like $10,000 a month mining Ethereum. You couldn't tell me nothing. All right? I have one of the biggest mining operations in my city. For like a private, outside of institutions or something like that. You couldn't tell me nothing in 2021. I didn't feel the bear market for a second in 2022 until Vitalik switched from proof of work to proof of stake. I didn't like, it's like a personal thing. Like, I didn't like how that went down. Now, I'll say Ethereum is a better product today than it was then. It just factually is. The gwei is way cheaper. The gas is way cheaper. It's a way better product than it was then. I didn't like how Vitalik treated the miners. I didn't like how he spoke about us. I didn't like any of that stuff. So that's a personal thing. It has nothing to do with fundamentally what's up with Ethereum. Ethereum is fine. Ethereum is a perfectly good investment. Ethereum, I think, is extremely undervalued at this point. What's your setup? Lifetime access to the Telegram where I live trade every single day. You guys can Why did you ask him why he doesn't like ETH? Now I got to hear the story again. Yeah, listen, ETH is fine. I trade ETH. I long ETH every day, even in downtrends. I'm just looking for the same sort of thing. That's it. I'm just looking for a long. I'm looking for one setup. That's it. I'm not trying to do anything else. Just one thing again and again and again and again. That's it. All right. He says, I knew it. New trading pair, Bitcoin Epstein. God damn it. All right, guys. I expect a relief bounce, buddy. That's going to be it for this time. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow me on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. I will never message you first. I'll be live tomorrow, either with Alex. It has to be with Alex. I think my wife wants to go see that new movie. I don't even remember what it's called. About the island and their boss or something. I don't remember. Whatever. So I'll be live with Alex in the morning, or we'll be trading in the morning, one or the other. That's going to be it for this time. If you guys want lifetime access to the Telegram group, it's a sale right now. It's a one-time payment, lifetime access. And I live trade every single day. Not just putting out the calls, like I'm literally live. Just like this, and we're just doing the trades. I'm talking through what I'm thinking. It's not entertaining. This is more entertaining. It's not entertaining. It's literally, I do it that way because I'm scalping in and out, and I want to talk through what I'm thinking, why I'm thinking, as it's happening, so you can get the numbers to get the good scalps too, rather than just me screenshot a number or whatever. So I do it that way. And I think people can learn more like that anyways too. So like it's better for teaching, and then we could talk through and have like an AAR or whatever at the end of each trading session and talk about what we learned, what we did right, what we didn't do, all that stuff. You can book a call with me, get some one-on-one coaching. That also comes with lifetime access to the Telegram as well. You can book that here. But that is going to be it for this time, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Peace, love, prosperity, God first. God bless. I'm out.